Because you do that a lot. You do terrible editing on the audio. You're the worst ever.
Yeah, you're right. This is Alex.
Can you leave this in? This is Patrick.
This is Yam. God.
This is Prude's podcast, episode 24. Welcome back. Merry Christmas.
24.
Happy Kwanzaa.
Is it Christmas?
It was Christmas, past tense. Unless
I forgot to tell my mom what happened with her car.
Okay, story time. What did you do to your mother's car?
I didn't do anything. I just took them, both of the cars, in for their inspection and their emissions stuff. Because it's near the end of the year, and you definitely have to do that every year.
Yep, I just got my oil changed.
Or the government will blow up your vehicle.
That's true.
I think that's how it works.
They have a remote detonator.
They have a guy with a rocket launcher for every
They'll just get
citizen with a car.
a van with a guy and an RPG in the back, and he's like the mailman, but he just has an RPG and he'll
delivers
blow
rockets.
up your car. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, I was when I was sitting and waiting after I pulled in, there was a guy I saw who was doing the same thing, and he pulled in. He was getting, I don't know, whatever he was doing done, and he got out, and I saw him. He was holding the keys to his car, and why are you doing that? Are you like gesturing that I need to do something? Or?
No. Did you hear that, or did you just see it?
No, I just saw it.
Okay,
you
good.
worried me.
Making sure the mic was not.
It's weird because Yaman has
sorry.
a new laptop, and I can finally see his face.
I forgot you could see
so
me.
I'm absorbing it as
forgot.
much as I can. Anyway, God, you threw me off. How dare now you?
I didn't do anything. I
know
made sure not to say anything.
Your very existence is distracting.
God.
What was his name? Oh yeah, and this dude, after he got out of his car, you need to give the mechanic your keys so he can drive it into the garage. And he looked at the mechanic and he says, "It's like, do I need to give you my keys? Can't you just push it in?" And I thought for a second, it's like, why would a mechanic spend like a decade and thousands of dollars investing into this fucking business just to one day steal your shitty Nissan? What kind of a backing run is that? How do you make a plan by doing that? It's just like, nobody's trying to steal your shit. Nobody wants to steal your shit. You're just assuming a lot about this person who really doesn't have any time for this stupid shit. I don't know. This isn't even funny. I'm just mad at somebody who's assuming about this poor guy who has fixed every single thing that I've ever had wrong with my car. He's a local mechanic.
That reminds me, I got my oil changed the other day, and this is exciting. This is the most exciting adult conversation we've had, I'm sure. But you ever get uncomfortable when someone is unusually jokey with you? Like, I'm trying to have a professional business transaction with you right now. I'm trying to pay for my oil change, and this guy's like, all right, that'll be $12,000. And I'm like, it better fucking not be.
It better fucking not be. Did you say that
Pull
to
out a
him?
gun. You
No.
I don't think so.
And then he's like, if you don't pay, the microchip the government puts in your brain will explode. And I was like, what the fuck is this, Suicide Squad? And then he was like, I didn't say what the fuck. I was like,
Did
from
you make
Suicide
that
Squad?
joke?
And he said, no, that's from Kingsman. Just watched that the other day. And I was like, okay.
All right,
What
bye.
if someone hadn't,
Creep.
if someone other than me came into the shop and he made that joke and he was like, oh, that's from Kingsman, they'd be like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Talking about professional people who, I guess when I first, I don't want to make this all about me, but like when I first started bottling, I just sort of took it as a job, and I didn't think that it was this very social, you need to be very flowery with every single person you talk to because you're the product that you're selling, so you have to be on all the time and really nice and really happy with every single person. But I sort of just treated it like this is my job. And when I would go to the first couple of things I did in New York, I told you guys this, I think. I got told that I acted like a robot to them.
Yeah.
But I really wasn't. I was just being professional. And that meant I wasn't going to be telling jokes back and forth. I would just listen to what they had to say and I would do what they needed me to do. I don't know. It just bothers me. It's like, can you just take this as what it is? Where's the job? We're not friends yet. All right?
Yep.
I don't know you.
Every time you have an error code, you shouldn't say it out loud. Most of us just keep it to ourselves. If you
Error
say
code?
error 404 out loud, people will think you're a robot.
God, I
So
fucking
suggest
hate you, Alex, so much. Why do you
I like the face you made while you were trying to figure out that it was a joke. While you were processing what he was
No, I
saying.
knew for a fact it was a joke, but sometimes when people make jokes, you don't laugh.
There's a certain threshold Patrick has to cross when I'm talking to him. He's like, okay, am I preparing myself for a roast, a real statement, or a joke? That's
Oh yeah, you're
I'm not
known
gonna
as the
find funny.
fucking roast master. That's what I know you for. Anytime either of you has gripes about me, it's always the most evil shit ever. I don't do anything to bother either of you. I just mind my own business.
That's not true.
I was worried.
That's a lie.
I was worried that today I said Yaman was at work and he had typed in previously. It's just like, I'm at my job now. Can you guys record? We were working about scheduling this. And then I said, what time do you get there? And then Pena and both of you replied instantly and said, oh, he's right there right now. I'm there now. And I looked up into the thing because I hadn't read it before. And it said, I'm already at work or whatever. So there was like proof that you had said it. And I was worried that you guys were going to go off on me. That's how used to being like angry
maybe if I
at
wasn't
me.
at work. I was at work. I can't really just sit there texting if I'm at work. Maybe if I
No,
wasn't.
you texted something. I was like, you stupid, dumb piece of shit. And then a customer called you over and you were just like, nah, I don't have the time for it. I'll save this one day for later.
I'm actually becoming more aware of that and like conscious. Whenever me and Yaman kind of not necessarily gang up on you, but just like make a correction.
It's not ganging up. There's two of you.
Whenever you give us a reason to attack
we double
you,
up. Excuse me.
We sometimes choose
because
not
it's
to
hilarious.
Now,
yeah, it's really funny, and especially because I'm usually out minding, doing something innocent. Just don't fucking sigh at me. This is a real problem.
You're acting like you're always innocent and right.
I'm always innocent. Yes, I am.
That's not the case.
It is never
most
a big
of the
deal.
time you're not. That's just not true.
In this scenario, Patrick just made a simple mistake. He didn't read a previous text, and me
because
and
I was
Yaman
at the
just
mechanics,
both
and I was talking
happened.
to the guy who was fixing my car, and I was waiting for it. I was so prepared. It's like you're in an abusive relationship when you flinch when they move. Like that's exactly what.
That's
this
what
is.
happened. This
I was
is
like,
an
you
abusive
flinched when you
relationship.
got
You're
those
sitting in your car by yourself. You just flinched out of nowhere. No.
There's gonna be like a mark on my cheek from like a bruise, and then I'm gonna go into work one day, and they're gonna be just like, "What happened?" It's like I just fell down some stairs. I'm fine.
We just beat you with words. A lot of actually is.
Yeah,
There's
a lot of
corrections.
like in our group chat, you know how some people, like I guess teachers and professors say, there are no dumb questions. There are dumb questions in our group chat, and if you ask them, you will be eaten alive.
That's true. I think we've
and
all
that's just
fallen
how it
victim
is.
to that.
That makes it sound like there's a cabal of people, but it's just you fucking two, and it's me.
Stop
and that's
asking
it.
dumb questions.
I don't ask dumb
Problem
questions.
solved.
I ask
It's
innocent questions,
not
and
true.
then you make them dumb.
Oh my god, I sent a picture and it literally says you can gift games, and Patrick's like,
We're not
what is
going
this?
back
Are
to
you
that.
saying that we
You're
both
really,
get it? Is
you're
that
really
how gifts
going
work?
way back.
I go on really long trips because I like to hang out with people who are far away, because everybody I know apparently lives like 6 million years away from me and is in college and being productive. And I have to drive to them, and so I listen to our podcast, somebody else's podcast. I just listen to stuff that's like an hour long because I need to have somebody in the car with me to keep my sanity and focus. And a lot of time I listen to ours, and I just noticed that conversation came up like 6 different times. You guys brought up like the same awful things that I do all the time, like I'm an idiot.
Probably because I feel like you bring up the fact that we do it all the time, so we give examples of times when we, like, why we do it. Just like now, you brought up the fact that we quote unquote gang up on you, and then I brought it up as an example of how you deserve it, you piece of crap.
That's not the worst thing I've ever done, though. You're acting like I'm Hitler.
No, but it's just so frustrating. You do it so often. You just, God.
I think what we would like to see is just an acknowledgement of your mistake and a correction and an apology as well.
Oh, how didn't I see
Are you asking
that?
for an apology from me?
Yeah, a written apology.
I'd be dead
MLA
before
format.
that happens.
I need to see your sources as well for your apology.
Yep.
Let me see. When was the last time y'all had an argument with me?
Argument.
Both of us. I don't know. Both of us together.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did that
Probably
make it
a
sound
while
too
ago.
even? You're right. When's the last time you both assaulted me?
I know we got into a pretty heated argument about Star Wars, but then Yaman pulled the screenshot that he's turning alerts off for the group chat.
Let's. I want to say something about this. Okay.
Oh,
so,
great.
I don't like Star Wars, right? But like,
Uh-huh.
I don't like to bash people that like it or that enjoy talking about it, right? But in this group chat, I pull out my phone and there's like over 100 messages about Star Wars.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm like, okay, this is pretty extreme. So I'm like, hey, I'm gonna show them that I'm muting the chat. Right? I do that. Like the next day, Alex and I send like 4 messages about which laptop
It was a
should buy.
joke.
And then Patrick's
I
like,
immediately
oh, look
said-
at me, I'm Yamin. I'm muting the chat now, and I gotta let you know.
I literally, that thing you just did where it's just like, ooh, look at me. I did that in the chat. So you knew I was kidding. It
I
was
knew you
so
were kidding.
innocent.
Yeah, so innocent.
Shut the fuck up. It's innocent
So
when you do
innocent.
it and not when I do
innocent.
it. You're
It's
the most
justified when
toxic
I do it.
person
You're
ever.
mocking me.
It's a joke.
That's the difference.
And also, that conversation I had with Pena, probably the most aggravated I've been in like 6 years. I was so fucking angry. I was gripping my phone so hard sitting there. And then I saw your messages were like, "Oh, I'm muting the group chat," and I was already like, "I'm
Patrick just threw his phone across
I don't
the
have time
room.
for you, Yaman."
He drives over to Yaman's house, beats the shit out of him.
God.
You'll listen to my Star Wars opinions and like it.
I'm gonna write you a letter and make sure you get it. It's trying to mute my mutifications now.
Mutifications.
Yeah, don't worry, I got my
like
own
it.
ass.
I like it.
I feel like people think we're like
Idiots?
not idiots, but we're a few seconds away from breaking up the band, so to speak. We're like
That was a
the
really
Beatles.
sad laugh, and it made it sound really innocent. But I don't know. It might be the case. I'll do this when it's just me. I don't care.
It's a one-man show.
It's,
You could do
you know
that thing where you talk to yourself and play multiple characters.
You know Bill Burr?
Yeah.
Yep.
He has his own podcast where no one else is on it.
I actually
It's
never
just
listened
him.
to it. What's the deal
It's-
there?
it's-
He has guests on, doesn't he?
He doesn't.
He definitely
does not
has
have
guests
guests.
on. Okay, does he have multiple podcasts then? Because he's definitely had guests on. I've heard excerpts.
I'm certain it's like the Morning Joe podcast or something like that. It's just like Bill Burr podcast, something like that. And all he does is he's got some technicians who work alongside him, and he'll be like, "What was that thing you saw in the news the other day?" He was like, "Oh, these Black Friday people." And he laughs in his Bill Burr laugh. And then he gets somebody to play something on his TV or whatever he's watching, and it'll be a clip of whatever Black Friday thing, and then he'll just be like,
Look at these fucking animals. They're just looking at grabbing each other.
"Yalan, what are you looking at?"
I'm just going through our conversations.
Oh,
You're
great.
trying to find more dirt.
Just out of curiosity. No. I'm just to see if there's anything we could bring up, because usually anything interesting that happens in our lives we share with each other.
Yeah,
That's true. Any good memes I found.
it's pretty dead group chat to me.
It is pretty dead.
God.
Speaking of dead, I ran over a cat, and it.
Oh,
it-
yeah.
Oh
it
wait, Yaman,
dead.
tell that story. That is.
It's not really a
disturbing.
story that I actually. So okay, I mean, I was driving home after a long day of work. Oh, Patrick, how am I gonna tell a story now? Take your
Patrick,
shirt
put your
off.
goddamn shirt on. What was the
Patrick,
need for
put
you to
your
change
pants
at
on.
this very moment?
Patrick, come on now. Does he have his headphones
I
on?
can't
Patrick-
hear what you're saying. 'cause
Patrick,
have
I can
headphones.
see-
I see.
I can see your man parts. Please, there we go.
Okay, now
Cover
put your
yourself.
pants back
Thank
on,
you.
and we'll be back.
All
to
right,
the
we're back in
podcast.
action.
Back
There we go.
on.
Yes. All right. So
That's
I was
assuming
driving
they
home from
were
work.
ever on.
It was late at night, and it was a black cat running on the sidewalk to the right of me, and it was literally like the moment was instant. It was like, oh look, a cat running, oh my god, it's dead. And
Did you find out who owned the cat?
I did not. I had two like situations where I was like, when telling like that I ran over a cat. At the Christmas party I was at. My cousin was. I told my cousin I ran over a black cat, and he was like, "That's crazy. I have a black cat." And this was the night before. This was Christmas night, I believe. Yeah. So he was like, so he hadn't been home, and he was like, "Oh, I have a black cat," and I was like, because he does live kind of close. I don't think that was it. And then my dad also brought up the fact that there's a cat that likes to stay in our shed, and it literally scares the shit out of me every time I go to get like the lawnmower or something, because I forget, and like as soon as I open the door, it darts out of a little hole in the back of the shed. It wasn't that cat. I took a picture. I can send it to you guys. I can't really show the
Is it dead?
audience, but no, it's not a picture of the cat. It's a picture of the cat it was sitting in front of the shed.
You didn't
So
take a picture of the
what was
cat
that?
you killed?
Why would I take a picture of the dead cat
For the authorities.
for the
It's not
As,
a crime.
as gross as it sounds, a black
Yeah.
cat is somebody's property.
I did not do that. No, I didn't even think about it like that.
Maybe
I learned
I've
about
just
this
been
from a
around too
Family
many
Guy
dead
skit
animals in my
where
life.
Brian runs over a dog and he doesn't have to do anything because he finds out it's not a crime to like
Kill a dog.
accidentally kill an animal. Yeah,
That is a
And he
crime, though.
I
And
mean,
he gets
I had
arrested.
nothing. I didn't swerve into it. It was literally, it ran. It was like, I'm gonna cross the street now, and then it died.
It's also invisible if it's dark out.
It was
yeah.
It was
It's also a black cat, so that's crazy.
I don't think you
I
get bad
didn't-
luck for killing it. I think you probably would be safer if you killed it so it doesn't give other people bad luck.
That's true. If
I'm actually a hero.
If a black cat crosses you, that's bad luck. But because you killed it while it was crossing you, you counteracted
I was just trying
the
to
bad
keep
luck.
myself safe. It's self-defense.
The internet loves
pretty
cats,
much.
Yaman. This was a mistake to mention.
I mean, yeah. I think I made some pretty bad jokes in the group chat. I think I called it a Christmas miracle, and then I said, but it's not at all like a Christmas. It's like the opposite of a Christmas miracle.
I think I said something pretty unfunny.
It's like a Christmas curse.
Yeah.
That's what it is. But that's funny. If your cousin was like, "Huh, that's weird. I have a black cat, but I haven't seen him in a while."
It was like something out of like a shitty TV show where it's like, "Oh, that's crazy. I've got a black cat," and it turns out it was his, but it wasn't. So that's good.
That's good. Wait, so what was this Christmas party you were at? I want to hear about you guys' Christmas. I actually don't know what you guys did.
Like a family gathering thing.
Interesting.
We had a very Thanksgiving-esque dinner, turkey and mashed potatoes and whatnot.
Yeah, Christmas dinner is usually kind of like a Thanksgiving 2.0. We had ham and mashed sweet potatoes and whatever else. I don't know.
Bunch of other stuff.
Yeah, exactly. What did you get for Christmas, Yaman? What's some cool stuff you got?
I got an Echo Dot. And,
oh shit! I got my parents an Echo Dot.
Yeah, I fucking hate it, dude. I want to sell it. It's garbage. It's ridiculously it's stupid. It's such a waste. Dude, everything it can do, Siri can do better.
No, it's not.
Yeah, absolutely, and it also doesn't sound great as a speaker. It doesn't get loud at all. Okay, that's true.
But I also have a different speaker for it.
It also, I don't have any smart house electronics like lights or whatnot, so I can't use that. I don't have Amazon Music, so a lot of the features there are gone.
Just use Spotify.
Yeah, I could do that, but why would I do that if I could just use the phone? I just don't see a need to have Alexa do things for me when my phone does the exact same thing.
Should we upload this podcast on YouTube?
Sure.
I also brought that up. So a friend of mine was like, "Do you put the podcast on your YouTube channel?" And I was like, "No. Why don't we?" And it just makes sense to put it up. This is
a good question.
No video, just like the audio in the background, or I'm sorry, the audio and like the logo as a background photo.
I was
have it up.
Actually trying to put together a logo that's made in-house, so we don't have any kind of trademark dispute down the road from the Mona Otaku. I'm sure she wouldn't care, but like, if
have you heard from her?
I haven't talked to her in a very, very long time.
Okay, well, hopefully we don't blow up and she sees us on a billboard somewhere someday 3 years from now and sues us into Kingdom Come.
It's a good art. It's just I want to make sure that, I don't know, I'm not the greatest artistic person in the world, but I also like making things myself, and I think I put together some cool designs and see.
Yeah, no, that's totally fair. But I feel like we could definitely put this on YouTube, but
it just takes a long time to upload, especially an hour long and something. And
it should be okay. I mean, I have a pretty quick internet connection. That's not what I'm worried about. What I'm more worried about is just the backlog. If we should upload the rest of the backlog.
I don't know if it would be necessary, especially because a lot of people, like Mr. Sunny Movies even, he didn't always upload on YouTube, and he just sort of started one day, and he gets views and stuff like that. It's just like, yeah, we'll also put it up in here.
That's true.
How hard would it be to do the previous?
It would take a long time, especially to make videos out of all of them.
And a description for each one as well.
Yeah. I mean, individually, it's not difficult, but multiply that times 23.
You could.
You could do like 5 a day or something, and eventually it would catch up.
Because we both got the logins for it, so we could both be digging the files and putting them onto whatever with the logo in the background, and then putting it into the drafts of the YouTube videos, and then upload them in order. And even
couldn't you schedule it? Can't you schedule it so you guys can just coordinate the times and then have them go up at like in order?
So they're in order. Yeah, we could do that.
I just wouldn't want people to be confused when they see it published. Be like, oh, why are they re-uploading this now to YouTube? You know, that's always confusing to me when other creators re-upload their old stuff for whatever reason.
I'm gonna look and see how that video.
Can you like load them all up and have them not go out until they're all ready, and just have them go out at the same time, or is that not a thing that YouTube?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's a thing.
So you could do that. That way, it's just people see that suddenly all of our podcasts are up there.
I mean, I would like to make a playlist out of all the podcast episodes on YouTube, but
playlists, that'd be good. I was also thinking about it would be consistent uploads so that like the channel doesn't die for a few weeks while we're working on another animation or a clip or whatever.
Not everybody on YouTube is focused on us, and they sort of assume that we've died. If they don't listen to our podcast, then they don't know. So
if they don't see if they don't see that little one in the sub box,
we've actually gotten significantly more subscribers since the last time I uploaded.
So I noticed that. That's kind of crazy.
Like double.
Yeah. Another thing I've been toying with is and I've been trying to figure this out for my job too, is making a little waveform for the podcast, like a visual waveform. So it's maybe not just the logo, but it's actually, how you can see waveforms bouncing up and down as people are talking and getting louder. Yeah, that stuff. Like, I think that's kind of cool. I think it's called a visualizer technically. But I just think that stuff kind of looks cool, but I'm not sure how much more work that would take. So I'll just look into that and see. It should be an automatic thing, I'm pretty sure.
Patrick, you watched the Internet Box podcast on YouTube,
I did,
right?
Yeah.
Or like listen to or whatever. Wasn't it just a black screen?
It was
with plain white text that said the podcast.
That podcast
name
was
in the
also
episode.
not that successful.
It existed, though.
It was pretty. It was pretty low key, and people did listen to it, but it was kind of a niche deal. And also, the recording equipment was potatoes. I don't know why they recorded on such like shitty mics.
Wait, who did the Internet Box? Is this
Michael Jones, Ray Narvaez, Barbara Dunkelman.
Oh,
people.
Shit. Okay. Why would
Carrie,
that's
I
Rooster
think.
Teeth? They have like serious resources.
Yeah, and this.
Well, but wasn't this like before?
This was also
Rooster
like
Teeth or
on the
something?
side. This wasn't like something they did.
I don't
for
think
the
this was
company.
part of their channel. Yeah.
No, it wasn't. It was like something they did for their own fun.
That's weird. Okay. Well, yeah, we'll definitely be uploading this one to YouTube. And by the time you guys see this episode comes out on Saturday morning. We just press publish on a new video we made of the clip from last week's episode that is pretty funny. So
that's something really easy that we're going to be doing a lot more of, and it's also not.
Well, it's not really easy, but
it is. It is much easier than normal editing. That one that I edited was like 11 minutes long. That was an enormous mistake.
Yeah, the one I did was literally 90 seconds.
A minute and a half.
Seen it. I don't know what it consists of, to be honest.
Oh,
I know
you haven't
story,
even watched it?
I haven't even watched it. No. I was setting up my setup and everything, so I'll probably watch it afterwards.
No, yeah, I taught myself a bunch of different Photoshop techniques to like make this video.
I was initially forced you to fix the different things.
Patrick
for my own specific
made me redo
insanity.
my Photoshop jobs with different characters.
Yeah.
It's funny because I wanted to learn how to do some basic animation, maybe, to visualize us just talking. Yeah, but it's actually really hard, and I tried to animate with maybe just my mouse, and it looked god awful. So I gave up on that really quickly.
If I had a drawing tablet, then I would do that like all day. But I don't have one. So
I mean, I looked on Amazon, and a basic one is like $60, which isn't as awful as I was expecting. That's the price of an Xbox One controller.
It's not. I usually put the price against how often I would use something, and oftentimes I don't draw in computers. I just draw on little notepads.
Spend money where you spend time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, I figured if you had it though, just having it would make you want to use it more, because then you can get more creative with stuff digitally, like just draw on the tablet, and then you can just fuck around with it in Photoshop and make whatever you want,
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not sure about that, because I know that there's this really great artist who draws a lot of stuff for Funhouse, Kel, and she just sort of posts all this stuff about like, oh, if you're interested in drawing, use this certain stylus and this drawing tablet and all this stuff, and you have to wear gloves so that when your the back of your hand is touching the surface of the thing, it doesn't recognize it as skin, so it's not going to draw on there. It's just going to recognize the stylus. And I'm just like, fuck, that looks really expensive.
Yeah, that seems crazy. I don't know how high end those drawing tablets get.
If there's a demo I can do where I can just walk into a store and give it a try, then I'll do that. But I really have no way to know whether or not I even like using it. So
yeah, and that's the other thing. I haven't ever seen those things at Best Buy, although I haven't really looked for them either. But I feel like I know my local Best Buy pretty well. But I can't imagine what drawing on them feels like, because isn't it just a plastic?
I've used it
or something?
Once, and it feels really weird. And oftentimes there's like, you'll get like it looks like an Etch-a-Sketch. You just put it like in front of your laptop, and you draw on that, and the actual drawing doesn't take place there. It's just a sort of a sensor, and the drawing takes place on the screen. That separation would freak me out, and I wouldn't be able to do it. It's just weird. No. I don't like that at all.
Exactly. That's why.
How would you do how would you know exactly where the pen was going to be when you touch the tablet?
I have no idea.
If you don't see the actual picture on the tablet.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know.
But apparently that's the best way to do it.
I think there are some other tools out there, obviously, that are way more expensive. I know Apple is trying to do fancy stuff with like the iPad Pro. Same with Microsoft with the Surface. They made this huge 2-in-1 like iMac kind of thing called the Surface Studio, where the screen kind of bends down on and lays flat on the table, and you can draw on it and stuff with their fancy like pen. And it looks like incredible. And I've heard really good things, but it's also like $2,000 or something ridiculous.
I don't sound terrible, do I? Is there any clipping out or anything?
No, not any worse than usual.
You sound fine.
That freaked me out. I was worried for a second.
No, you're good. But yeah, I'm the least artistically talented here, probably.
That's a lie. I can guarantee you that's a lie.
Well, yeah, I don't know. I actually couldn't tell you which one of you doesn't like drawing the most.
I like drawing, but I literally can't even draw a circle to save my life.
Well, like most people can't draw circles. Rules are hard.
Like, what's the episode of SpongeBob where he's trying to draw a circle?
Doodle Bob.
And he just can't. That's me.
Or wait, SpongeBob draws the circle perfectly. That's the joke.
Oh,
Squidward.
Right.
Squidward couldn't do it.
Right, I'm Squidward.
He doesn't only draw the circle. He draws like Michelangelo's face, and then he has to erase some of the details to get down to a circle.
Yeah.
God, why do I know that? I don't have. I have no memory of like geometry, but I remember all of the lines from SpongeBob.
Oh God. Wait, Yaman. So you said you were at work earlier. What is your job? I'm curious.
I work at my dad's bakery.
Oh, okay.
And this last week and this week are busy, very busy.
Yeah, so you guys must have been getting a lot of holiday business, obviously.
A lot. Like most places close up for holidays, and not only are we open, we have extended hours on holidays. We open earlier and close later.
That's
because it's a
fun.
bakery, it's like Party City. You can go in advance and get all your stuff that you need, but like if you need food,
it has to be made.
You can't really get it, a week in advance.
Mm-hmm. And so you guys only make cakes and stuff, cakes and cupcakes,
cakes and pastries. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's awesome.
We don't do breads or pies or anything like that.
Was it when I turned 18 that you stopped by my house and gave me that little pastry?
Mm-hmm.
That was really cool. I didn't like it. I gave it to my dad.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you told me you didn't like it, but it's the thought that counts.
It is.
I
really
picked that one.
That.
Out of all the pastries, that's not our most like popular flavor wise, but it looks really cool, so I gave it to you.
I was actually like super surprised by that.
What pastry was it?
Oh, it was like some layered
Napoleon.
Yeah.
I fucking love Napoleons. Hold up, I'm gonna come to your bakery.
There we go.
Wait, that'd be really funny.
Did he say no?
No.
I said there we go.
Oh.
I was gonna ask you. I was gonna ask you where your bakery is, but I don't want you to give out the address. So just text it to me later.
So I was talking to this girl on Tinder, and hold on, let me see.
Here we go.
So she said to me,
Patrick's Love Life, Chapter 5.
She had a picture, and I love when people have dogs in their profiles. That's pretty much what I'm gonna mention.
Yeah.
And it was like this big fluffy white dog, and I said, "How old is your polar bear?" And then she said, "He was 8 when he passed away this previous summer." And I said, "I'm sorry, what was his name?" And she said, "Kai. His name was Kai. He was the goofiest, sweetest dog ever. Aw, he looks like a big floof. He was the biggest floof." And then I sort of told the story of my dog when it passed away, and that the reason it was called Mitzi was because me and my brother couldn't pronounce Misty, and then that whole thing. And then she told me, where is this thing? I have them all on screenshots.
Sounds like a genuine human connection that's happening here.
Yeah, it does.
And then he called her a ugly pig or something.
Yeah. And then I said, "So how have you been doing?" And then she said, "My family's house kind of burned down yesterday, so that wasn't ideal.
What the fuck?
Dead dog, my house is gone." And I said, "Oh, that would put a damper on things, or not, 'cause fire. I'm really sorry."
What?
I'm such an idiot. It was a reflex.
I didn't think you could get any worse, but you made it so much
Remember
worse.
how I made the joke 10 seconds ago about how he calls her a dumb, ugly pig or whatever?
And then she
as
said,
a joke,
and
though?
then she said, haha, it's been kind of weird, and thanks. It's all just stuff that's okay. Oh, it's all just stuff, so that's okay. But I'm really sad my piano is gone. Fuck. I haven't responded to that.
Is this like a conversation that's happening right now, or?
Yeah.
What was the last? I thought you were gonna respond to her and say something like,
I hope your dog died in a fire.
At least your dog didn't die in the fire.
or say something stupid like, well, on the bright side, at least that now I won't have to hear you play the piano horribly.
That sounds like something you would say, yes.
Or have you ever thought that you played the piano so terribly that your house set itself on fire?
I said that would put a damper on things, and that's sort of humorous, but it wasn't like the obvious.
That was enough. At that point, enough. At that point, if you had stopped, it was like there's a little hint of humor, and it's not like too far. But then you're like, I'm gonna leap over the line now.
But when I said but not because fire, it wasn't like trying to be funny. I was just like, but wait, no, hold on, that wasn't a joke. Yeah, that was really bad.
Jesus
so
Christ.
I'm apparently incapable of human contact with anybody without taking up their like worst fears and most horrible experiences and making it into a joke.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I was so happy for you, thinking that this was about to turn into like, wow, Patrick's really going to connect with someone, and this might actually change his whole stance on romance.
I don't think
and
I'm
he
capable
might find
of connecting with people.
Well, the way the story started, I thought it would have been beautiful.
There's a chance.
There's still a potential. She doesn't seem to totally hate you, so I think if she can tolerate you and your cruel sense of humor, she might be the one for you, bud.
Did you see that Trump tweeted that's like,
oh yeah,
fucking...
Yeah, I don't want to talk about it.
What did he tweet? It was like...
It was like...
Dumb idiot.
It's record low temperatures. Good thing we didn't spend millions of dollars on preventing global warming or something.
It reminded me of the tweet. I think it
was
has
a tweet
the
you had
most
pinned
likes.
for a long time, right?
I still have it pinned because it has
worth
so
a
many...
retweet. Again.
He said it's freezing outside. Where the hell is global warming? And I quoted it saying, I just ate. Where the hell is world hunger? Fucking moron. So
people a lot of scientists came out of the woodwork and were like, you fucking idiot, that's not what global warming means. And they were very upset, which I was very happy to see. But the idea that you read it just something that simple as at face value is just, global warming must mean heat, and that means more heat. I don't know.
So in case people maybe just don't have the best scientific understanding, that's fine. The science behind this is that global warming means that the overall temperature of the Earth is obviously rising. But what happens in the winter is that temperatures tend to get more extreme. So this kind of plays into the whole climate change thing, where it can actually even get insanely colder in the winter. But even then, the global warming argument, you're looking at a single data point on a larger trend, right? So if it's like 10 degrees for a day, that doesn't change the fact that it's been like 45 or 50 degrees for most of the winter, right? So
it's like the Weather Channel. The Weather Channel's where is it? They tweeted U.S. to be coldest region in the world relative to normal over next week. Please note, rest of the world will be much warmer than normal, lest anyone try to claim pocket of cold in U.S. debunks global warming, which they will invariably and irresponsibly do. Oh, and it was, I believe, the day before Trump tweeted what he tweeted.
Oh, God. That's just like also the most basic argument that you hear from stupid people constantly, being like, I don't believe in global warming. It's like 15 degrees out. Are you kidding me? So
I'm wearing 2 jackets.
I'm just like, this man literally has to have a science advisor or someone that he can talk to have this explained to him.
He has all the information ever.
But he's still just not about it.
It's chilly in here. Global warming's not real. Hey, let's change the subject. I've been playing Sims 3, and remember how you said your dog's name was Misty? I didn't remember that, but I made a dog in The Sims and I named her Misty.
Can you change his name?
I mean,
You kind of crossing a
Yeah.
line there.
Can you? No, I'm not talking about that. Can you change it to what its actual fucking name was? No, I know you had no intention of naming it because of my dog, but you could.
I mean, I could also kill it too. We'll keep things accurate.
That would be sad. But didn't I tell the story of how that dog died?
No,
I
don't
don't
think
know.
you did.
I think it was like my parents were like, oh, so Mitzi's had an accident and her leg hurts, so we're gonna take her to the hospital and see what's wrong. And we were like, okay. And then we went to play our Game Boys and we didn't care. And we ended up like some night we were having dinner and then they sat us all down in the living room and they were just like, yeah, so Mitzi, too bad. And they just sort of gave a vague like, she died. And then we were like, that's really sad. We all cried. And then just a little while ago, like a couple months ago, I was bringing it up because it was just reminding me of somebody's dog reminded me of Mitzi or something. And I found out that it never died. They gave it to a farm, and now it herds sheep. And I just
That's
like,
right. Either you told the story
you
on the
said
podcast
this,
or
yeah.
you told us. Yeah, I'm not sure.
it could have been either. But
That's so cute. Have you ever thought
That's
about
good news,
visiting?
though.
it is no. I don't. The dog doesn't remember me. It's been like 10 years, or whatever.
Why wouldn't it?
You never seen those
What?
videos?
I'm
Where
not sure it would. It didn't know me that well. I was very, very young when we had that dog.
It'll smell you. It'll know. It'll know from the smell.
I wish the world worked that way, but that's no.
I mean, it's
It
just
does,
dogs. I
a
don't
little
think the
bit.
world.
I wish like that's not what I'm fucking. You're over there. I can come get you now.
You can. I'm right.
But you're
next
gonna
door.
grab the Luger off of the bookshelf and then kill me.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Yaman's in my little brother's room.
Oh yeah, I noticed that. Your little brother's room looks fine. It doesn't look that sketchy from this angle.
This side is fine.
Okay. What?
We'll just leave it at that.
He's a little messy guy.
A little bit, just a little.
He would
See him-
stab me to death if I called him little in front of his face.
How old is he? He's just like 16, right?
16 or something. 17. I don't know.
Jesus Christ. Does he have weapons laying around everywhere?
He's got his arms.
I
He's
can see a
huge.
pocket knife from here.
Oh,
Oh,
jeez.
he
I'm
got
not
that for
touching
Christmas.
anything. I'm just saying.
I would do that because you might get like salmonella or something.
That's true.
Is that how that works? Is that?
Yeah, when you touch somebody else's nut, there's a chance you can get salmonella.
What if your little brother came home totally unexpectedly and walks into his room and just finds Yaman all set up? Like,
That
what would
be
his
quite
reaction
the
be?
feat, considering that he doesn't have a way to get home.
Exactly. But, like, hypothetically, let's say his friend drove him home or his friend's mom or whatever. Like, he just showed up. What would his reaction be? Like, paint his personality to me.
He
in this
would
situation.
knock, and then
He
would knock on his own door?
door.
Whoa.
because he says the light on and the door closed. Yeah, he probably would.
But who
I
would he
wouldn't-
expect
I
to
wouldn't-
be?
Yeah, I wouldn't
his
knock
room?
on my own door.
Yeah, I'd never knock on my own door.
Okay, I guess you guys are different than
Do you
one
knock
other
on your own
person.
door?
You fucking idiot.
I have when I wasn't aware that somebody was in it, I would knock, yeah.
How do you know?
I have a pretty free-flowing house. Maybe it's because you guys don't have many siblings.
I don't know. Like, what reason would your siblings have to be in
Wow.
the room? Ever?
They sometimes grab the pull-up bar. Sometimes they need to use the laptop. Different reasons.
But I mean, they wouldn't be in there for like.
I also have a cup full of pencils. I have a lot of supplies that people have need for.
But that wouldn't be.
Pens.
That's like
That
a
wouldn't
walk
be
in,
an
grab it,
in
and
and
walk
thing.
out.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Sometimes they
walk
need
in.
to write something down real quick, and they'll be sitting on my desk.
I guess that makes sense, but they wouldn't have to close the door for that,
Yeah,
would they?
close the door behind them.
I'm just listing ideas. Jesus Christ,
And
this has
none of
never
them-
happened.
if
I
you
can
haven't
say
listed
that
a
if
good
it
one-
would ever happen, I would knock.
Patrick, as the world's greatest detective, I have to pick apart every bit of your theory
There's
and
a cute
find the
comic
truth.
that I saw. World's Greatest Detective thing you just said reminded me. It was a Christmas one. There's a comic recently. It was like Batman has a son and Superman has a son. And shut up, Yaman. And
I didn't do. I literally sat back because my neck hurts. God, I didn't do
and
anything.
I was just waiting. I'm waiting. Remember, I'm damaged. Anyway, Superman has a son. Batman has a son. One of them's named Damien. That's Batman's son. The other one's named John. That's Superman's son. And they were sharing Christmas together. And John really, really wanted a certain game console or whatever, and Superman's Superman, but he wasn't gonna go fly into some shop and rip the the thing out of the box and fly back. He used all of his salary and resources as Clark Kent to try to get this game console, and he couldn't find one in Metropolis or in Kansas, wherever it is that he did find it or couldn't find it. Fuck. And Damian, because he's Bruce Wayne's son, got the console for him and left it under his tree, and then he opens it and he hugs Damian. He's like, "Thank you so much, Damian." And Clark is very, very, he cries like a bitch. He's so happy. And then Bruce, he looks up at Bruce, Batman, and he's just like, "Did you know about this?" And then Bruce Wayne says, "I may be the greatest detective, but I didn't know this was coming," or whatever he said. He was just like, "I didn't know this was coming, but I am the greatest detective in the world. I'm the greatest person ever, but no, I didn't see this coming." I thought it was kind of masturbatory and stupid.
You'd be right about that.
Because I don't see Batman as the kind of person to call himself the greatest detective. That's really stupid.
I'm pretty sure his license plate says #1 detective.
#1 detective.
Or like his child gives him a little mug saying like world's greatest detective / dad.
None of the Robins or Damian would ever in 1,000 years give him a mug that says #1 dad, considering all the shit that he does to them.
It's an abusive relationship, but they don't know it. So.
He's not necessarily abusive to a point. He's just an
more
asshole.
Absent.
And he's very absent.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
he doesn't go to any of their soccer games or any of their recitals. Did you guys hear that Dr. Phil would leave drugs or alcohol in the waiting rooms of his guests who were addicts?
What a good host.
Like
what a nice guy.
Yeah, if he had an alcoholic person on his show, he would leave a bottle of vodka in their waiting room.
As a test or just to fuck with them?
To fuck with them.
To get them. Oh. Okay.
You know what would be really funny if he left one in there?
Well, yeah, to like entice them, to like, fuck with them psychologically.
He should have done it where he left one in there, but the bottle was unopenable. So it's just like he comes in and they're just like, "Fucking goddamn," and they're just like really struggling to get it open. That would be funny. It's funny to fuck with people who have problems.
I bet there's like secret cameras in there, and if they watch and see that you're trying to go for it and struggling with it, they'll barge in with like a secret camera crew and like fabricate this dramatic moment or whatever.
Is Dr. Phil the same person as Steve Harvey?
No, but they are kind of similar.
What did you just say?
Is Steve Harvey the same person as Dr. Phil? They both have mustaches, and they
both have
do
mustaches.
They
wide builds.
They both have the
strange voice.
The game show or the talk show thing where they was just like, "What is this?" And then somebody says something like boobs. They say like dicks or whatever, and then they go, and then Dr. Phil like puts his hands on his hips like, "Well." And then he looks over to the audience like, "Oh, I can't believe you just said it." But it's like the 700th time this has happened. Yeah, I hate that show.
They're both really fucking annoying and shitty people. Honestly,
and Steve Harvey's a big fan of Donald Trump, so.
Is he actually?
Yeah, he visited him all the time.
Yeah.
I had no idea. Remember when Kanye visited Trump in Trump Tower?
Yeah.
That is a really awkward picture. Have you guys seen that picture?
Oh, it's so weird.
Isn't he blonde at the time? Didn't he color his hair blonde?
Yeah, that's when he was blonde.
Kanye.
It was right after his like mental breakdown too, I think, which makes it even weirder.
But now Kanye's fat. Kanye's living it up.
No, he's like back to normal. He like fluctuates all the time. It's bizarre. I don't know what he's doing.
Christian Bale's fat. No.
For what? What's he filming?
I don't know. I think he's just happy.
Probably nothing, and that's why he's fat.
Christian Bale's notorious for having a shredded body, but now he can just relax.
Interesting.
They're gonna be like, "We need you to film something in a week."
No.
He's gonna go back to shredded.
And he's gonna, and then it's all gonna go away.
Dude, but like body changing for Hollywood is absolutely insane. Although I'm sure it's a lot easier when it's your job and you have millions of dollars and have personal trainers and shit like that.
Definitely the easiest thing in the world.
It's like it's like a $1 million butt question. It's like, would you $1 million, but you had to get ripped in a month or in like 2 weeks or I don't know, something crazy?
Yeah, absolutely. That's like a no-lose situation.
I'll take that money.
It's like,
I have
to? Someone pays me $1 million basically to get shredded, like
to pretty much to spend most of your time working out and getting shredded. Yeah, in
Absolutely.
a very very short period.
That
of time.
wouldn't be a big difference for me.
That's like
I would definitely
great.
involve a lot more eating though. I would have to eat a lot. That's apparently the biggest issue because like you see Chris Hemsworth or Captain America dudes like who are just super huge and all they talk about when they're in interviews is they get questions like,
Oh, it's like, what did you do to get that outfit to fit? And you're so huge and muscly.
and then they say it's just like chicken breast, sadness, depression, slowly going insane. It's just like eating
That can't
all
be
the
it.
time.
If that was it, I'd be ripped by now.
No,
It's all just like chicken
like
and vegetables
about
and shit.
shoving mass
protein.
into you until you get larger. It's like, imagine just until your stomach explodes. Like, I don't know, you're gonna just be like, wow, well, I could do that all day, but it just
Sounds
sucks.
like heaven.
Yeah,
It's not heaven when you're eating like the same shit every day
it's
for like weeks on
bland
end.
chicken breast and lettuce and all this.
No carbs or like minimal carbs. Really depends on the diet.
brown
No
rice.
fat. You can't use butter. You can't have good cheese because most cheese has fat in it. You can have like
Is
fat-free
there such
cheddar.
thing as good cheese?
Yeah, all of
the
it.
fuck? All of it. Like 99% of it.
You don't like
yep.
cheese?
No. Good isn't like healthy. I love cheese.
Oh.
It's
Y-
really
apparently,
not
Isn't
good for
yogurt
you.
like kind of like cheese? That's apparently
Yogurt
good
is
for you.
very healthy for you. Like Greek yogurt, like the ones that don't have 1,000,000 pounds of sugar, that's really good for you.
Most things that are unhealthy for you are unhealthy because they were made by people, right?
Pretty much. But also, there are other things that are explicitly made by people that are healthy, like fat-free cheddar cheese, which tastes not good,
Bad.
but has a ton of protein, pretty much.
Apparently,
Egg
the
whites.
hardtack stuff that they used to eat during the Revolutionary War that was like basically dry as the bone, it was bread, is apparently really good for you.
Really? That's so weird. But isn't that just carbs, though? Like, just whatever? Or I guess because, I don't know, maybe no sugar and
It's
like
just
other
condensed
nutrients and
carbs.
shit. That's weird.
Sometimes you need carbs, man.
I know I'm not saying like lose all carbs, but a lot of the time, people eat
That's what
like
diets
bad
recommend.
carbs. Yeah, you need whole grains and shit or whatever.
There
I
was
don't know. Yeah.
you go for it. What are you gonna say?
No, I was just gonna say I don't remember the difference between whole grains and white. I just know whole grain is better for you because it has more nutrients or
I
whatever.
hate whole grain. Actually, I don't really give a shit because
I've gotten
White
really,
has less
I've gotten really
calories.
used to whole grain and whole wheat stuff, so I don't mind it anymore. Like even eating white sliced bread now kind of tastes weird because I know it has like a lot of sugar and shit in it.
All right.
But I love a good baguette. Love a good fresh baguette.
You know what I
Nothing will replace
really
that.
fucking like? I love bread so much. I love bread because it's
Bread
just
is
like
good.
it's like the base of every single thing I eat. Sandwiches. If I'm having soup, I'm having bread with that. Meats of any kind has some kind of bread on the side with butter. Oh my god!
Oh, fuck
Bread
yeah,
forms
dude.
a foundation. Garlic bread with Alfredo, chicken Alfredo, shrimp Alfredo.
I need you to stop talking. I'm so hungry.
There's food
I
in the
need you
kitchen.
to shut up. Oh, okay. Yeah. Thanks. I'll be right back.
Go ahead, go fix yourself something.
I just had my leftover pasta, so thankfully I'm not full. I'm not like starving. But like,
Yama, do you want to go to
good
Chipotle
stuff.
after this? I have a gift card.
Don't you have to pick up your brother right after this?
Kind of. it's flexible.
Jesus, I'm making dinner tonight. We're having people over. It's gonna be a good time. What was I gonna bring up? Oh yeah, so I've been seeing a lot of end of year. I've been following all these top games of 2017 lists and things like that. And I'm curious what games you guys have played in 2017. Maybe don't even have to be explicitly released in 2017. But what are your favorite games you've played this year? Because I know I've been playing a lot more games this year, so I definitely have a few on my mind.
That's tough because like right now it's PUBG
Rainbow.
because it came out on Xbox.
Oh,
and
you've been
it's,
playing
like,
it on Xbox,
like heroin.
so you're really into
But
it.
really, really into it.
Okay.
Yeah. The controls are a bit hard to get used to, but once you get used to it, it's so much fun. It's so much fun. They've already put out. I think they put out their 4th update today. The game's been out for like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
They put out their 4th update, and it's all been like bug fixes and stability and performance.
Yeah,
things, so
because
that's
I
good.
remember watching early videos and then it ran like garbage.
Yeah, well, it didn't. It's not. It's running fine for me. I haven't had any real problems. Like
you
these
have an
bug
Xbox
fixes,
One
I
X.
haven't.
Yeah, your Xbox can
That
just
might
brute
be
force it.
Okay, yeah, that might be it. But like that's probably the game. I know I haven't put in that many hours because it's a new game. So if you're talking about like all of 2017, I'd have to like look at.
I think you can definitely consider PUBG.
I think
though.
it's just whatever comes to mind is what you would say.
Well,
is your
Rainbow
favorite.
then.
That's
Rainbow,
what I
Rainbow
said.
I've
Yeah.
been playing throughout the year on and off.
Did you start playing it in 2017?
I stopped. I think
I think I started in 2016.
For like 2 months I stopped. Did you say did I start playing?
Did you start playing in 2017?
So I started in 2015 when it came out.
Oh shit, you're an OG.
Yeah,
that game's old then.
Pretty much played up until a few months ago. I stopped because they did this like thing where instead of releasing the DLC, they were going to do this thing called Operation Health, where it's just a bunch of bug fixes and we don't get new operators or maps for 3 months, but it's a bunch of bug fixes and whatnot. I thought it was unnecessary and probably just because they didn't have the content ready. But that really killed it for me because it's hard to play the exact same game for 6 months.
You're right.
In a game like that. So we stopped for a couple months after that, and then we just jumped right back into it.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I've been meaning to get into that game, but I don't really have anyone to play with, and I feel like I definitely would not do well on my own.
You need a squad.
If you're in casual, you don't need anybody.
Casual is cancer, and if you play casual, don't talk to me.
Recently got some people together and I've been playing some ranked games.
It's so much. It's
fun.
So
it's a lot
much
of fun.
better.
But sometimes I just want to listen to something. Most of the time, if I'm playing a game, I'm watching something else. It's got to be.
How the fuck are you looking at 2 screens at the same time, boy?
What kind of question is that?
Cerberus?
Like, are you?
Yeah,
no.
I mean, he's listening to something else.
Oh,
but
you can listen to something else.
here.
like you can do
And
that
my
in
screen's
casual.
right here.
You're literally the shitty teammate no one wants to have. Well, there's a lot of different kinds of shitty teammates.
Okay, first of all, I do the best of every single person on every single game in casual. You son of a bitch.
And you still lose because it's casual.
No, I don't lose. I do great. And
I never lose. I'm perfect.
It doesn't matter if you do great. It's literally a team-based game, and you
We
have
always
to have a
win.
good team.
I always win. I drag my team
believe
through the
that.
fires of hell just to win these games.
Casual is people leaving, your teammates killing you. Your
That does
teammates
happen,
going
yeah.
AFK, your teammates being recruits. Casual, it's horrible. It's so bad.
It's
I'm
also
trying to think of a comparison.
hell.
All right, well,
It's also like annoying because I think I might have talked about this before, but like that's happens with everything. We've always talked.
Yeah,
about
we're like
something
we may have
before.
talked about this already.
We're retreading
like
our
5
entire
times.
lives through this, but
This
I got
podcast is a circle.
spawned in Rainbow as whoever, and I was about to set up a barricade, and somebody walked up behind me and shot me in the back, and then I was like, "What the fuck?" And I had
they
no
wanted
problem.
to make a hole in that wall, right?
No,
To, like,
that
get
was
through?
that has
Why?
happened before, and I've gotten messages about that as well. But I then sent them a message and said, "Are you 13 years old?" And then I didn't get a response, and I was thinking like, that sounds really creepy out of context
I think you have shared this, yeah.
because it doesn't have my voice behind it, so it's not like, "Are you 13 years old?" It's like, "Are you 13 years old?" It's like, "I'm gonna come get you."
Oh, that's it. What are the
Any
games,
other
though?
games?
Patrick, I know
I'm
you've been
trying
playing
to
the shit
think.
out of Destiny too. So,
Well,
it's that love-hate thing.
you should see the subreddit for Destiny, and when it goes on
They're
to
fucking
popular,
mad, dude.
every
Yeah.
single popular thread is just a gripe about how shitty the game is. It's so amazing. There was a whole
You
video.
keep giving it your money.
I haven't paid it at all.
What do you? Shut up! You bought the DLC.
Oh wait,
You
I
bought the
did,
fucking
but
DLC.
the only
you
reason
fucking-
I did that was because I found the $20 Xbox Live gift card, and it was in my desk, and I hadn't used it, and I was just like, I wonder if this works, and I used it, and I was like, this is a waste of money. And then I bought some
You could have
DLC
spent
for
it
a
on
different game.
anything else.
I bought a cape for a different game.
I bought a really old game, because I got like a gift card for Christmas, and I was like, whatever. I'll look through the
Resident
sale that's
Evil.
happening on Xbox. I bought Mad Max because it was $10.
It's good. It's not a bad game.
I never played that.
Yep, definitely worth 10. It was one of those games. It was like it came out, and I was like 60. That's I don't know. I'll wait for a sale, and then the sale it was like $40. I was like 40. That's still a lot. I'll just wait for the price to drop. Price drops to like 30, and then it was on sale for like 25. 25. I don't know. That's still a lot. And then this sale, it's like $10, and I was like, all right, maybe I'll
They
grab it.
really didn't. Does that show how shitty the game is, or
I mean, it's been out for 2 years, over 2 years.
would you buy? I think I'd buy a shitty game for $10.
I
would,
bought
potentially.
Bridge Constructor because it was $3.
I like that game. That game's fun.
I mean, I enjoyed it for a good hour. I think that's worth $3.
I think I'm looking through
That's-
my
I mean,
Steam
that's-
library right now.
Pay
I-
$15 to go to a movie theater.
God, that's yeah. See,
true.
that's the reason I wish that there was a way. So I recently found a rich friend, and I went over to their house and watched Inglourious Basterds. And while they got drunk and fooled around, with their friends. I just sat in their movie theater and watched all my favorite movies for like 9 hours, and that's all I did. They were having like a party or something, and then a few people came over, and they were just like, Patrick, come over. And I was just like, sorry, I'm on the phone. I was just busy. And then I would go back to watching these movies, and I was just like, this is all I want. I just want to live in a house that's almost all of a movie theater. Like, yeah, so it was fun. Dude, I just wanted that experience, but without having to go to a bunch of sweaty people around me.
Xbox did Alex, you reminded me. You said something about you were looking at your Steam.
Yeah, I'm looking at my Steam library.
Okay, library. Xbox did a kind of like Spotify did a year in review.
Mm. Oh, wait, that's cool. Bring that up.
It was really cool.
Let's see. Looking at my Steam library, I played Knights of the Old Republic 2. That's a very old game, and I finished that. I played that back in January. That game was incredible, though. I played Prey. I bought that over the summer. Prey is awesome.
How'd you like that?
I love Prey. If you like BioShock, you'll definitely love Prey. It was really cool.
Did you play the newest Deus Ex?
Mankind Divided? No, but I'm about to because it's free.
It's literally the exact same. Okay, it's not like the UI is similar, the upgrades are similar, the inventory system is similar. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy how identical they are.
No, I've definitely been trying to play that game, and it's been so cheap for a while.
Worth it.
Yeah.
It's worth it. You should grab that if you can.
And I played Fallout New Vegas again because I actually never finished it when I first bought it for Xbox 360.
God, I love that game.
Yeah, and I played all the DLC, and I modded the hell out of it, so I made it look beautiful, and also gave my character like a goofy hat and shit.
Why do people fucking do that? I can't understand that. Like, people will play
fun.
GTA 5 and they'll put on like a Pac-Man head, and they'll make the car and like looks like it has AIDS. Just like make everything look stupid. If I'm role playing as a character, I want to make him look cool. I want to make him look like fucking Blade Runner character. I don't understand these people at all.
Sometimes, but other times I just don't like care a lot.
I've never not cared. I'm always gonna care.
I played Doom, the new Doom. That was awesome. I was surprised how much I liked that game. It was just insanely fast.
Really satisfying. The music was so good.
Fucking love it. And I've been playing Cities Skylines for the past like month, pretty nonstop. That's like SimCity, but not awful. I've already mentioned this, so that's been awesome.
A friend of mine keeps bringing that up.
Yeah,
it's really good. Like SimCity.
No, I love that game, especially because I just like also added mods and like you can download buildings and shit. So I downloaded all the like monuments in DC and like some buildings in Boston. LOL. I'm sure you can actually. I'm sure that's a popular one. You can also download maps to like resemble other cities. So like you can download real life cities, or you can download just like their layout, not like, you know, with the buildings already.
And then you can kind of change it up how you want.
Yeah, exactly. You can make it however you want.
That's cool.
You can make stuff look like a European village. You can make it look like Tokyo or like whatever. It's crazy just the amount of shit you can do. But yeah, no, I also need to buy the two, I guess, top games that I still want to buy are the new Wolfenstein, especially because that game.
I hear the story is really nice.
It is. Yeah. It's quite nice. It's also really, really pretty, and the gun play, just like having two crazy guns in either hand and shooting at Nazis is a lot of fun. Yeah. But also, I just want to support that team because they had the bravery to say Nazis are shitty.
Yeah. So brave.
Fucking brave souls.
Can't believe they took that risk, dude.
I know, right?
Like
in these times, literally. That's very politically charged.
So I want to get that, and I want to pick up. Well, I used to want to pick up Deus Ex, but that's gonna be free on PlayStation next month.
Okay. So
and I think I should. I want to rebuy GTA 5. I feel like it's time. Like I have a craving to replay GTA 5 over again. You know,
I think it's long enough. I've got a group that keeps playing it, and I'm thinking about getting it again, but like, I don't know.
Because I played it on the 360, so it was like the less good-looking version, that ran at like a lower frame rate. But if I buy it on PC, like I can have it look great. You know.
You don't play GTA because it looks good.
I definitely like.
Really?
Well, one, have fun in the world and have fun with the missions, obviously, but also then, you know, having those added visuals definitely make it like.
I would say a
treat.
That's exactly how I look at it. Like it's just like maybe I wouldn't play this game if it didn't look the way it did. You know, there's definitely a deciding factor.
Okay.
Like if I really enjoyed GTA 5 to begin with, and it's been about 2-3 years since I've even replayed it. So replaying it now with just upgraded stuff, I think would be even cool. So
I just think
I should
of it as
definitely go
like
for that.
it's like an existence simulator where you can just sort of it's like enormous world and all the physics work. There's explosions. You can do anything you want. That is the appeal for me, and then I get bored of it in like 10 minutes. And then
I don't know why I'm bored of it. It's almost like I'm mad at myself for not liking it, or like I like it. It's just like
because the online is
why am I
the
not,
most
like, latched onto
dickiest
it like
dick
everyone
of all
else?
time. It's the dickest dick that's ever dicked. It's such dick. I don't understand how they did it wrong. Matchmaking Overwatch is like 10 seconds, and I'm in a game of Overwatch, and nothing happens. No wrongdoing is done. Everything's fine. But it takes me like 6.5 hours to get into one stupid little race, and then 6.5 hours to leave after I lost.
The interesting thing is that I saw this documentary on YouTube about this clan in GTA Online. It's called like the Hillbillies of whatever. And they are like so dedicated. It's like 50 guys who are like so into this game, just
Role-playing?
doing heists and doing missions. Not even role playing, but they just love going on and just like doing shit. Like I didn't even think GTA Online was deep enough to warrant that kind of love and affection, but apparently it is.
Not. It's not at all.
Because I heard this one girl they interviewed talk about like, okay, so I had all these drugs I had to ship out, whatever, and I had to do this particular mission to like ship them and then cash out and stuff, but I needed like protection, so I asked these guys to like help cover me or whatever on this mission, but they accidentally blew up my ship instead. And I was like, oh, that sounds like really cool and like a lot of fun actually, but I'm sure if I actually got into the game and tried to do that, it wouldn't be really like the storytelling. Like them telling that story is more exciting than
it is
doing
watching
that
in a gameplay with editing and not the whole thing having waiting and all that crap and having the dying and blah 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 blah.
It's that's how I feel about Battlefield. It's like it's the appeal of Battlefield. It's like everything is a cinematic experience.
Yeah.
It's like you jump out of an airplane, kill someone, and then jump into their airplane, and then you jump and land onto the roof and snipe somebody across the way.
You don't
but
even
like
get
that
the
never
airplane.
happens ever.
You
at
don't
all
even get
close.
the airplane.
You don't know how to get on top of the
You
roof.
might get you might get an ATV maybe, and then somebody's gonna jump on it before you get there and then leave without you, and then crash into a wall and disconnect from the server, and that's how Battlefield works.
I pulled up my year in review here, and it kind of just gonna make me look like a loser.
Let's say.
Probably looks like,
But it's a lot of
Um,
NBA. A lot of NBA.
It's
Overwatch.
So it shows the top most played games. Number 1 is NBA 2K17.
Called it.
2 is Rainbow Six Siege. 3 is Smite.
Okay.
Surprisingly.
That's not surprising
4
at all.
is NBA 2K18. So 2 of my most played games are.
How do you go to your year
NBA.
in review?
Just Google year in review Xbox. Most played genres: 405 hours in shooters, 345 hours in sports, 249 in action adventure. What else is interesting? Oh, another thing that was interesting. I don't know how this rank is determined, but it's your rank versus your region. I'm in the top 3% in gamer score in my region, and my region is Eastern U.S.
Oh, interesting.
And I'm also in the top 2% for achievements, top 5% for hours played. I've played a total of 1,137 hours
This year.
this year.
That's crazy. That's
Hours played on average in my region are 219 hours.
hang on. So you have 1,000.
1,137, 47 days, if that's what you're about to look up.
1,147.
1,137.
37.
47 days of my year
Oh,
spent playing video
shit.
game.
This year, that's insane. Actually, I mean, not
That's a lot.
That's not insane, but I would say that's definitely a lot. Wait, that's a solid month. That's more than a month. That's a month and a half.
It's a month and a half of my year.
That's actually crazy when you think about it. That's like 20%. That's like 15%.
That's a lot.
That's
Let's
wow.
see what we
Okay.
have here.
What do we have here, Patrick?
Let
me. So I'm gonna call. So
Make some predictions.
it's gonna be number 1 game is Destiny 1. Number 2 is gonna be Rainbow Six. Number 3 is gonna be Destiny 2.
Wow.
The look on
And-
Patrick's face is just like, oh shit.
What are the top games, Patrick?
23,000. Wait. Why is it all this Blade stuff?
What are you looking at?
Mm,
What does it say?
Are you logged into your account?
I am.
What are you?
Most
what are you
played
doing?
genres by hours: 676 action adventure, 411,
That's Destiny.
Destiny's a shooter.
and
Oh, never mind.
Skyrim
Yeah.
and Fallout.
Oh.
RPG, I guess, is both of those as well. 308 hours there.
What are your
Most played games: Fallout New Vegas, Destiny 2, Fallout 4, Overwatch, The Witcher 3.
Oh, I completely forgot
Oh.
about Overwatch.
Okay. Huh.
I feel like
And
I
then-
wish Destiny wasn't my second.
Wait, so you played a lot of Fallout New Vegas this year too? Shit.
That's impossible not to if you like that game.
That's true. I love that game. I played all the DLC too, finally. Although I didn't even really like the DLC that much, honestly.
Top 5% in Gamerscore.
Yep,
Your top
there you go.
5%. Jesus.
Top 6% in
three.
achievement. Top
Trash.
3% in hours played.
How many total hours played, Patrick?
Wait, top 3%?
Top 5.
Top
Okay,
5.
so
Top
we're,
5.
we're
Top
the same
5.
for
What's your total hours?
total hours played.
1398.
Nice. That's no. So you're top 3% for hours played though, right? You played more than me.
Top 3% for hours played, yeah.
Wait,
yeah,
you
I'm
played
top 5.
You played more than Yaman this year.
He played more than me.
But doesn't that
Whoa.
mean I played
200
more
hours.
fulfillness?
Yeah,
that means
same.
definitely you played more than Yaman. That's
By 200 hours.
98 hours divided by 24. That's 58 days, Patrick. That's almost 2 months.
Time spent well.
That's true.
Times, yeah.
I don't
One time
regret
exactly.
playing the video games that much.
Not at all.
Sorry.
If it's time
Not
you
at all.
enjoy, yeah. I don't have a year in review thing like that for me,
Kids are
but I'm
pathetic.
sure.
For
Well, let me
Steam.
go over just some of the games I've played on my library. It does show me how much I put into each game.
I'm good.
So, City Skylines, I put in 29 hours. Fallout New Vegas, 37. Oh, Hitman. I forgot I totally played Hitman this year. That was incredible.
You played Hitman a lot?
Yeah, I fucking loved the new Hitman game. Those were great. That's actually
Pretty good. Not for me, but pretty good.
probably my top 2 right
Pretty fun
there.
to watch.
Nah, dude, I love it. I love getting creative with just like fucking with people. That was a lot of fun. Hitman. I played PUBG once, and I played it once for 5 hours because I had other people to play with. And it
haven't
was
played
a
it
lot
since?
of fun. And I've not played it since now. I've like played it solo like once, and then I just got
It's
bored.
not. I can't play it solo. I tried playing it solo. It's just not.
Yeah,
my
I got
thing,
really
but
bored.
It's a lot of fun. They also, in the most recent update, they made it so it used to be you could play solo, duo, and team or
Right.
squad or something.
Yeah.
So one, teams of 2 or teams of 4.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if they added 3 or if they added 3 and removed 4, but you can now play with a team of 3,
You can,
which is
it used
which
to be
is perfect.
a team of 4. That's what I played. I remember.
Yeah, I'm saying I know they added teams of 3, but I don't know if like they replaced teams of 4 with teams of 3 or if they just added teams of 3.
They might have. I don't know.
I
would
would
have to
assume
look
they
into
just
it.
added it, but
Yeah. For Civ 5, I played 35 hours. Let's see. Star Wars Battlefront 2 Classic, I put in 5 hours. That was fun. Where's KOTOR? Here we go. That's the Old Republic
that?
2, the Sith Lords. 33 hours.
Knights of the Old Republic. Ugh.
Yeah.
I don't
and Knights of
want to.
You don't like Knights of the Old Republic?
No, it's so ugly. Are you kidding me?
What? Who cares? It's an old game. Of course
That's not
it's
even
fucking
a
ugly.
thing that you can say. Fallout New Vegas is just pretty enough where you're like, okay, this is fine. But if I had to play that game, with
KOTOR
that
2
kind of
is like-
graphics,
A whole generation behind Fallout New Vegas.
okay, then it's too ugly. Sorry.
Oh, and in original Knights of the Old Republic, I also put in 33 hours. So that's 66 hours total.
You know what?
I fucking love those games. It's good shit.
I have to go pick up my brother.
That's cool. I gotta get
Curious,
started on dinner.
But I could
curious
probably just
how
cut
much time?
my mic and then you guys continue talking for.
Nah, let's have a. I have to go get
Nah,
dinner ready, so we can just end it.
wrap it up.
Oh,
Also, I never
okay.
want to talk to Yaman one-on-one because I might do
Mhm.
something I regret.
We might.
What does
we might
that
burst
mean?
Into flames.
It means whatever you want it to mean, baby.
Okay, well,
Yeah. All right.
Thanks again
I was
for
ready
listening,
for that.
guys. If you want to follow us on our social medias, those links will be in the description.
Blah, blah.
Please rate us on iTunes. Did you guys know we have 30 ratings on iTunes now? Like every time I check, we have more ratings.
Who wants to be the special number 31?
Who
That's
wants
the
to
real
be the special
question.
31? Let's get to 50
Let's get to
before
69.
2018. That won't happen. Let's get to 69.
That's asking a lot.
Let's get to
That's- yeah.
69, guys. Come on, train to
I've
69. Let's do it.
Alex, how many hours did you spend in Star Wars?
On KOTOR 1 and 2, 66 combined. 33 in each.
I've spent in NBA 2K17 469 hours.
Jesus Christ. Well, those are also single-player games. Like, my games are single-player, so when I play them, I'm done. But 33 hours for single-player games, that's a lot.
That is a lot.
Yeah, so make sure to rate us on iTunes, guys.
Fuck.
Thanks for listening. Check out our YouTube stuff. It should be great, probably.
Have a
Who
happy
the fuck
New Year,
knows?
everybody.
And have a happy New Year. Goodbye.
Bye.